All right, in this video, we're going to talk about order of operations because this seems like a very, very simple concept, and yet I see students over and over again screwing it up. So we are going to talk about order of operations. Remember that it is called PEMDAS. PEMDAS is to help you remember that that's the order things go in. You take care of parentheses, your exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. Now, as we go through some of these problems, you're going to see that even though I'm following each of these, you have to pay attention to the individual problem you are given. And you also have to remember that multiplication and division go together, okay? Multiplication and division, you do all multiplication and division in the order it comes from left to right. And the same goes for addition and subtraction. So what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is, let's say I've got something like 4 divided by 2 times 3. Well, this is multiplication and division, but the division comes first. Does that matter? No, you just do it in order from left to right. So you would go 4 divided by 2, which is 2, times 3, which is 6. Okay, so you would not write 4 divided by 6. Okay, this doesn't go first. Multiplication and division, regardless of which one comes first, both of them go in order from left to right. Okay, addition and subtraction works exactly the same way. Let's say I've got 4 minus 2 plus 7. Well, I don't add the 2 and the 7 first and then subtract the 4 or subtract 2, or just don't mess it up. All right, you're going to do this in order from left to right. You see addition, subtraction, the order of those two things doesn't matter. You have to just do it from left to right. So 4 minus 2 is 2, 2 plus 7 is 9. That is how that works. So multiplication and division from left to right, addition and subtraction from left to right, regardless of which one within there comes first. All right, so let's jump right in and start doing these. Okay, I also need to remind you that if you get a negative answer, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, negative answers are perfectly acceptable. Okay, so let's look at something like this. Let's say we've got 4 plus 5 times 3 squared minus 5. Okay, so we've got parentheses going here, we've got exponents going, we've got multiplication, we've got subtraction, we've got addition. All right, anytime you have parentheses, you are going to take care of what's inside the parentheses first. So since I've got 4 plus 5 in parentheses, I'm going to go ahead and add that together. And then I've got times 3 squared minus 5. And then I'm going to simplify my exponent. 3 squared is 9. There we go. Remember, I've got 9 times 9 plus 5 here. I have to multiply before I use my subtraction. So left to right, 9 times 9 is 81. 81 minus 5 is going to give me 76. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, those of you who are comfortable with numbers, if I had given you this, it would be totally acceptable for you to do this. Okay, this is how I would have done it. I would have seen that. Okay, well, that's squared, so there's that. And then I would have just, 9 times 9 is 81. 81 minus 5 is 76. See, a lot of us can do that in our heads, and it's totally okay if you do that. I don't care. I just want you to obey the rules. That's all I want you to do. Okay, let's look at some more examples, because the more you see this, the better you're going to feel about it, in theory. Okay, so let's say we've got 14 divided by 7 times 5 minus 3 squared. Okay, well, I don't have any parentheses, but I do have some exponents here. So, really? I'm out of control. This is multiplication, by the way. All right, so I took care of my exponent first. Now, from left to right, I'm going to multiplication and division. Not necessarily in that order. See, I've got some division here and some multiplication. So I'm just going to go the whole thing, left to right. 14 divided by 7 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. See, I did my subtraction at the end. All right, let's look at this one. Let's say I've got 6 divided by 3 times 7 plus 2 cubed. So I'm going to take care of my exponent. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. And then I've got division and multiplication, so I'm going to do all of that left, right. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 times 7 is 14. 14 plus 8 is 22. All right, see, it's not horrible. Math is fun. All right, so let's look at, let's try this one. 6 squared plus 3 times 7 minus 9. I'm going to take care of my exponent first. That's 36 plus 3 times 7 minus 9. Okay, notice that I've got multiplication right here, even though it's in the middle of addition and subtraction. I don't care. I still have to take care of it first. So I'm going to have 36 plus 21, because 3 times 7 is 21, minus 9. And now I can combine them. I've got 36 plus 21, and that's going to give me 57. So 57 minus 9 is going to give me 48. All right, let's do one that's a little more challenging. It'll be fun. Okay, let's look at this one. 14 minus a bracket, 20 minus 4. This one's a doozy, kids. A doozy. All right, so let's not get too upset about this, all right? So I'm going to take it step by step. I'm going to work from the inside out, okay? So I've got some parentheses and some brackets. So I'm just going to rewrite all of this and deal with those parentheses. Now within these parentheses, I'm going to go ahead and take care of my exponents. So 6 squared is 36 divided by 2 times 3 squared, which is 9. So now inside my parentheses, I've got 36 divided by 2, that's 18, and then 18 times 9. If you can't do that in your head, all you have to do is do this right here, okay? So you've just got to multiply 18 and 9. That's all you have to do. Okay, and that is going to give me 162, because remember 9 times 8 is 72, and this would be 16. And it's okay if you have to do that. It's not a big deal. All right, so now I've got 20 minus 4 times 162. Well, 4 times 162 is multiplication and division, so that has to come before this subtraction right here. So I'm going to have 20 minus 4 times 162. Okay, you're probably going to have to do that by hand. That's okay. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. Okay, now I'm ready to do this. So 20 minus 648. Well, the 648 is a larger value, so we're going to have a negative answer. So 648 essentially minus 20 gives me a negative 628. All right, now I've got 14 minus a negative 628. Remember, that becomes positive if you can't remember that. So essentially, I'm adding 14 and 628 to give me 642. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. There is some practice on this. If you are confused at all, I highly recommend that you do your practice.